You are listening to Studio MacGyver's Dragonball and Video Game Podcast.
What's going down? It is your boy, Studio MacGyver, and you are listening to Studio MacGyver's Dragonball and Video Game Podcast. Let me start off by letting everybody know, yes, it's not a problem with your headphones or your speakers. I actually sound like this, and it's because I am at home with the flu. I feel like shit. I just want to apologize in advance for that. And I hope you guys can bear with me until the end of this podcast. But yeah, I've been sick for the last few days and I've been home alone. Yeah, man, I've been under the weather. So I'm trying to fight this cold. I'm popping vitamin C pills and just trying to drink plenty of juice. As you guys know, some of you may know, some of you may not. There is no Dragon Ball Super this week. The next episode, which would be 107, will be airing next Saturday, September 17th. So that ought to be interesting because there's a lot of things going to be happening around that time frame. I'm going to hopefully find out the next few days or so if I got in on the closed beta for Dragon Ball Fighter Z. I'm going to cross my fingers and pray on that. I did have a chance to sign up day one in the morning. I think it was around 11 o'clock. So hopefully, man, I get in because I really want to play this game and I want to test it out and let you guys know what to expect. There's tons of video already out on YouTube and, I'm sure you guys have access to all of that. But I would just like to get my hands on this game. I mean, I'm already paying for it. I'm already going to buy the game, of course, but this beta is, man, I've been waiting for this for so long. Yeah, man, just that's pretty much my life for the past few days, 4 or 5 days now. Let me tell you what else I've been doing, though, since there's no Dragon Ball Super talk, really. Well, there is, but it's not about the episode, and I'll get into that a little later. But right now, I'm going to talk about a milestone I just accomplished, and I'm very, very proud of myself right now. So I just want to let you guys know that I finally finished Naruto Shippuden. I finished it yesterday morning, and it felt like a journey well worth traveled. It felt great. 720 episodes in 4.5 weeks time. So I don't know if that's a record. It's probably not, but it's probably in that ballpark of record. I pretty much, if I was not sleeping, man, I was definitely watching Naruto. So, that ought to tell you something in itself. How good the series is. And I've spoken on this in past podcasts, and I've done a video on it on my YouTube channel. I'm going to do some more. I'm going to do another video about my impressions about the whole series up until this point. As we all know, Boruto is currently in session. I'm actually in the middle of Boruto right now, season 1. I think I'm at episode 15 now on Crunchyroll. I just couldn't turn away. I told myself that I was going to stop watching. I was going to take a break from Naruto. And I was going to, just chill for a minute because I invested so much time and, take a step back and catch some air. But, man, it was just calling my name. I had to know what was happening next. I had to know what was going on with some of the other characters, where they are, who they got with as far as marrying, did they have kids, all of that stuff, man, I had to find out. And, I found out a lot. Pretty good deal. Still, there's some stuff in the air right now because, like I said, it's still early. But it had a slow start. It started pretty slow. It didn't really start to kick off until about episode 12 or 13. And then then that's when it hit its stride. But I mean, all in all, it's a pretty good series. It's not exactly like Naruto, and I think that's what they were trying to convey. And they kind of wanted to give it its own flavor. Just take bits and pieces from the past anime, and then kind of just add little twists and turns on it. And I think they've done a pretty good job so far. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next, because all the older ninjas and everybody else that we all love and know will be getting their shirts dirty in the world of Naruto, or shall I say Boruto now. So yeah, man, I'm very excited. But I just want to say, regarding Naruto and Shippuden, I mean, it really changed my life. I feel that it did something as far as making me want to search out more anime more actively. I mean, and in comparison to Dragon Ball, I know they're apples and oranges in a sense. They're completely different anime. But one thing Naruto made me realize and brought to light was the fact that the writing was so good on Naruto that it basically exposed a lot of the writing, as I look back in retrospect on Dragon Ball as a complete saga or anime. It basically exposed it for a lot of its faults in the writing category, man. And I was a Dragon Ball fan for so long, so many years. I think that I didn't really notice too much until I actually sat there and watched Naruto, because Naruto was so long, so many episodes. You know what I mean? I mean, anybody, in my opinion, could write a good 50, 40 or 50, episodes, man, without, kind of tapering off. But I mean, when you do it for as many episodes and as many years as they have with Naruto and Shippuden, man, it beyond leaps and bounds. I mean, that's all I can say. I'm very proud to call myself a new Naruto fan. I'd even go as far as say I am a Naruto super fan now. The same love that I have for Dragon Ball. I mean, I am very, very much interested in giving my time and love to Naruto in that same sense. I've already made a shelf, a Naruto shelf now, and once I make that shelf, man, it's official. At my place, I have some shelves, and I have a Dragon Ball shelf, which is basically 90%, all Dragon Ball, and I still have a lot of Dragon Ball stuff that I haven't even put up yet. But I had to make another shelf, and I had to make it a Naruto shelf. Yeah, man. I don't want to really criticize Dragon Ball too bad, but you can love both. I mean, there's nothing wrong with loving both for their own reasons, and that's kind of how I look at it in retrospect, in hindsight. But I mean, the writing though, the writing is so good in Naruto, and what I mean by that is, compared to Dragon Ball, because those are like two of the top biggest anime out here, is that man, there are no real layers to the characters in Dragon Ball. I mean, there are really no real layers to it. And Naruto, every character is just so fleshed out. I mean, completely fleshed out from head to toe. Whether you're just a small time character, whether you're a small time villain, whatever. You have a backstory. There's depth to the character. I mean, everybody has ambitions, and there's reasons why all this stuff is going on. So every character you meet in Naruto, I mean, that you see them doing something, there's a reason why they're doing it, and they tell you that, and you find that out. I mean, they show you. They're not just planted in a story or in a scenario and just starting shit for no reason. I mean, everybody has a reason for what they are choosing to do. And it's real life, man. I mean, I don't even know what else to say. The writing is just so good to me. And I still have, I just found out that there's like 6 or 7 Naruto movies. I knew there were some out there. I haven't seen any other movies yet, but I was looking for some new anime, and then I stumbled upon all of this on Netflix. So I still got plenty to watch. Naruto wise for these movies, and I'm excited about those as well. I'm not gonna rush into those like I did, with the Naruto series. I'm gonna take my time with the movies and kind of just, I might do one a day or one every other day. Talking about Dragon Ball, as far as the writing and stuff. Let me give you an example, and I gave you guys a perfectly good one last week with Tien. Some call him Tien Shinhan, but the writing is just very sloppy around a lot of these characters. Tien is one of those characters because they don't care about the character, his origin. I mean, they're regurgitating things that he was about and he was doing in Dragon Ball, which is the first series when Goku was small. And I don't know if they just forgot or what, but I'm pretty sure they forgot or just got lazy with the writing on some of this stuff. I mean, the last episode was just horrible. As far as, how Tien was eliminated and the whole thing around that was just ridiculous to me. I can get into that all day. I can get into Dragon Ball all day as far as the writing and all that is concerned, but it's still a good series, and, I will always love it. Super, is not my favorite. Dragon Ball Z will always reign supreme, and then a close second will be Dragon Ball. But Super's still going on, so it still has time to do some things. But as of right now, man, I don't see it being as good as Dragon Ball Z right now. My opinion, just my opinion. For somebody who's a complete Dragon Ball fan, yeah, and maybe I'm a little biased because of Tien, and I feel that not just Tien though. There's other characters that I feel could be used, better, and the writing for them could be used, be done, more tastefully, more respectfully. But that's just me. I did finally get a chance to play Naruto Ninja Storm 4, and I love it. I mean, it's a great game. I'm still learning how to play it. I literally just today started playing it this morning, so I'm still trying to learn everything. It's one of those kind of games where it's beautiful graphically, and I pretty much hung out in the practice mode and was trying to figure out some of the basics of the game, the controls and whatnot, and how everything works. It's a easy to play, hard to master. That's the best way I can kind of describe it. Easy to play, hard to master. Once you start learning the ins and outs, and I started discovering some of these things and how to put together some of these combos, because they're quite simple, yet you can make them kind of complex when you add other things, into it. It's pretty good, and it's been out for quite some time. I mean, already, but like I said, I'm late to the party as far as Naruto is concerned, and I'm just now getting my feet wet. So I think I'm going to have lots of fun with this. I'll be doing a lot of content, throwing it on my page or whatnot, and, just getting into some of these characters or whatnot. So that's pretty much what I've been doing the last few days, laying on the couch, finished Naruto, Shippuden, got into, Ninja Storm a little bit. I'm going to get a little bit deeper into that. Also, I've concocted some new designs that will be available pretty soon, guys. Some of my websites, TeePublic is one major one that I have a relationship with. Right now I have around 50 designs, and most of them revolve around, anime and video games. So, I've got Dragon Ball stuff, t-shirts, designs. I've got Naruto now, and there's going to be plenty more of both of those, and then everything in between. Some of the other stuff, like maybe some Berserk, gaming wise, Luigi, Mario stuff, and there's just a lot of other stuff. You guys could check that out. If you go to my Instagram page, there's a link to that actual site where you can go and check out what I got right now. But like I said, I'm always updating that every week. Be looking out for that. I have videos later on down the line as well. So yeah, man, I'm just trying to, I'm trying to get out there, put myself out there and get more active. Yeah, man, more active out here in these anime and video game streets. I'm doing this shit for you guys. I appreciate all the love. I appreciate all the downloads. I appreciate all the listeners, each and every week who download me and check me out on your way to work, sitting at home, laying in bed, whatever you're doing. I just want to say I appreciate it. I haven't said it in a while, and I just want to let you guys know that I appreciate you very much. Yeah. What else? What else is there to discuss right now? Destiny 2, I talked a little bit about that. Couldn't talk too much about it because the review was still in progress. Had a chance to look at it a little bit more. And, for me personally, it's a rental. And, yeah, it's a rental. And if depending on my friends and what they tend to do with the game will probably dictate what I end up doing, basically. So in my mind, it's like a 1.5. It's like a Destiny 1.5 to me. So, I'm going to sit and let that and let that marinate. And, I'll probably come back to it. I got so many games that I yet still haven't had a chance to play that's just sitting on my backlog. Excuse me. It's just so many games now. I mean, especially with the PlayStation free games every month that they got. I mean, they've been putting out some nice titles as of late. Games that I've still hadn't had a chance to play. You got Second Son, and you got what else is out there? Just Cause 3. You got games like that that's out here, and Until Dawn. All these games I downloaded, but I never got a chance to play yet. I'm still kind of just doing a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, man. I mean, that's pretty much been my week and this past week. Like I said, no Dragon Ball Super talk because there's no episode. I guess they got a little busy in the animation room and they needed another week. So we'll know next week and how that transpires. I hope they clean that shit up from last week because it was a train wreck in my opinion. There's videos all over the internet now about TN and how everybody thinks that, I'm starting to believe like they have a vendetta out against him. I don't know what's going on. I honestly don't know what's going on with this guy, man, with these writers. I don't know if they're drinking a lot of sake before they go into, these writing rooms and decide what they want to do. Maybe they're smoking an endo stick, I don't know what's going on, but I mean, the writing is, it's not very good. Not as of late. And I hope they clean that up. But like I said, when you watch a good anime and you watch it for quite some time, I mean, then when you get off of it and you try to go to something else and you think about some other stuff, man, then it kind of it exposes it and it kind of sheds a little light on it, like a little, neon light, like, damn, really? Okay. But yeah, I really appreciate, Naruto. And I'm going to continue to support the series now. I mean, that's going to be like, they're like going to be neck and neck now. So I'm going to support a lot of the stuff that Naruto puts out. The new game coming out early 2018, I think it's called Naruto Shinobi Striker. It's an online game. It's a team-based game from what I've gathered so far. And there's videos on it right now that you can check out. And it looks pretty good. And I think I'll be supporting those guys. And, Bandai Namco is already dope. I always loved Bandai Namco. They make dope games, and I think they also are doing the Dragon Ball Fighter Z, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, man. Kudos to Bandai Namco. Keep up the good work. I love you guys. Continue making these games and bringing us the real shit. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, guys, I think that's going to do it for me this week. Like I said, I'm kind of sick, man, and I'm just wanted to knock this podcast out and give you guys something. I mean, hadn't had too much to talk about, but I will be talking about more stuff as the weeks progress. There's a lot of stuff coming up, and like I said before, I've been pretty much focused on Naruto Shippuden for the past 5 weeks. So now that that's off my palate, I can proceed and I can move on to other things. And I'm not going to be watching anything, binge watching any anime like that anytime soon. It'll be in moderation. So I might watch 1, 2, 3 episodes tops at one time. And that is it for me. So yeah, gonna get to the rest of the stuff. And with that being said, guys, you have been listening to Studio MacGyver's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast. If you want a comment, if you have any concerns or any questions, you can always hit me at Twitter at Studio MacGyver. You can email me also at Studio MacGyver Music with a K at yahoo.com. You can also hit me up on Instagram at Studio MacGyver79. And you can also hit me at Studio MacGyver on the Facebook page. So I'm going to get up out of here. You guys have a good one, and I'll see you next time.